Hello, back to another episode. This is Sabrina or Anthony talking. I'll be role playing as Sabrina, a psychic person from Pokemon. And yeah, in this episode, we will say a lot of things. President Trump, now I can call him President Trump, has won the election, and I guess as like a someone with the gifts that I have, I would like to steer from inspiration, of course. Nothing that is really my own opinion or my own understanding of facts. Not really me, but I'm just gonna share from inspiration and from what I see with my gifts. Any kind of potential, just threats or things like that I see in the future, seeing the future. Um, a lot of it is like, if you know it's about science, like there's some theories, some things out there. Like I call it, if I want to talk scientifically, I would say like a quantum possibility of the future. And for you spiritual sort, it'd be kind of like a what if question. That if like it's one thing if a human asks a what if question. It's another thing entirely if Jesus or God asks a what if question. And when they ask a what if question, they kind of like see what the end of that what if question is sometimes if they want to see it that way. So so that's why I want not all things that I see is seeing the actual future. Though I can do that too. Some of it is seeing a possibility of a future, but not the future. It's a future that someone has if they follow along and follow and do certain things to get to that future. And I can show in detail more on how they can do that. But yeah, like the little things aside, Trump has just become president. I will announce some blessings that I can bless people, bless some of them in the administration with. So yeah, yeah. So God bless President Trump and Vance. Not too iniquitously, not too iniquitously. Um, may you live as long as possible. May you live and be productive and fruitful for as long as possible. But I don't want people to misunderstand. I have like some every time I talk about Trump and about long life and seeing like I feel darkness. I feel darkness whenever I say, blessings of him having long life and a long, fruitful, long life. I don't know why. So I'll add the disclaimer not too iniquitously. Not too iniquitously. Because the only reason why long life would fail or look like it failed, a blessing of long life, is, by a, psychic or a prophesier as strong as me, um, is if they use that long life to kill more people or steal from more people. Usually is how it boils down. Or if they're responsible for killing more people or stealing from more people. And I don't want anyone to misunderstand. I'm not saying that I just want to warn whenever I feel things of darkness around blessings of life, how I usually see things. It's a blend of different things, but I really feel that there is a lot of darkness in the future for Trump. The more he battles for long life. Another thing, I don't have to be psychic to know that there's some eerie things happening, like 2 assassination attempts, maybe even 3 already on Trump, and this night he wasn't even president yet. And so he had a Secret Service tail, and all former presidents have that. And so it's very, very I don't have to be psychic to know that something is storming, is building up into a storm. And so, yeah, there was one time that I did see Trump get assassinated. I saw that, like while in prophesying or reading the future mode, and that felt like the darkness that it felt like what this is what the darkness is trying to go for. So I'm gonna issue a word of warning to Trump. I'm not threatening you. I mean all the love, and I mean all the I enjoy you being president. So I don't mean any harm, but like I mean this as like a reading the future or a prophetic word. Trump, God bless you, not to iniquitously. Watch watch for assassinations and assassination attempts. And especially if you go to another country. Like maybe three times as vigilant when you go to another country. Um, that's what I'm feeling as I'm seeing some of these things, and what I see doesn't always come true, but it could be a quantum possibility that's on the table. Is what I'm feeling, and he hasn't padded himself. He hasn't hedged his bets against threats and weaknesses in his spiritual or metaphysical defenses against like darkness and stuff like that. So I just want to, I bless him. I bless him with long life, as long as possible. But as I say that, I feel like I need to tell him that I sense lots of darkness. Every time I say I try to bless you with long life. So if the only time the darkness can overcome you is if you start if your level if you start killing more people or stealing from more people or are responsible for it, then that darkness can catch up with to you. It is possible at this point. It's not impossible. How about that? I'll word it this way. It's not impossible for the darkness to take you or overcome you. So it's very possible for it to hurt you. Is what I'm feeling. I wish you long life as best as possible, but I just have to be honest about what I see, what I feel. I felt a similar thing for Kamala, but like when it was like down to Trump and Kamala, I had this word that I read and said a while back. I told Kamala that you shalt live forever. The only thing that would hurt your chances and guarantee of living forever, or like shalt never die. The only thing that would harm that is if you became president. And I shared that a month or a few weeks ago. And it's like, so if she didn't become president, she would never die. Like she shall never die. It's a promise. Um, but if she did become president, then she doesn't have that promise anymore. And I told that I don't know if some constituents, some advisors from Kamala, advised her to start changing pace, stepping down, just without, just and allow Trump to win the presidency. Because he won it, decently, just by majority. And so I don't know if the Kamala board heard me prophesying that. But now I did wish Kamala well. I can guarantee her that unless she changes like radically between now and later, she shall never die. And a lot of people start to have that kind of promise these days who go on the private live stream, the invite only live stream that we're holding. Um, but yeah, and so yeah, so God bless President Trump. I'll go into a series of other blessings. So let's see extra blessings on the work of those people in the Trump administration and in the senators and House of representatives that fight for the homeless. Fight for the homeless who are like legally homeless. But don't oppress the illegal immigrants who are homeless. Don't oppress them. You don't have to give them the world. You don't have to give them a diamond. You don't have to give them everything. But don't oppress them. Don't like kill them. Don't oppress them. They still have rights as human beings, even if they're not American. Um, yeah, extra blessings on those who fight for the homeless, and it could be as easy as retraining every cop to give 3 packs of crackers, 3 packs of peanut butter crackers, and 3 bottles of water, or 3 bars of chewy, Quaker Oats chewy bars. Now those are easy, like either peanut butter crackers or the chewy bars. Chewy bars are better because you don't have to drink water to clear your throat. So chewy bars, those are really super affordable if you buy them from like wholesalers. But like like a pack, 3 bottles of water and 3 packs of chewy bars by Quaker Oats. To every homeless person that gets tagged in, is like, hey, I'm so hungry, that's why I did this. It's like, hey, okay, here you go. Here's 3 packs. Here's 3 waters. That should take care of you for a day. Don't get into trouble. And he's like, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just like courtesy programs that like help emergency homeless people. And also, every cop should be retrained to drive or send reinforcements. Find charity who can drive people to a homeless shelter. If it's like winter, dead in the middle of winter, like it's below freezing outside, and make sure that they have enough policemen on duty around these hot moments of like cold weather and homeless people, just busting windows or just getting going just annoying people because it's so cold outside. Make sure they can get into a homeless shelter or find like heating and get out of the cold. And to keep them from dying as best as possible. Now, more blessings on people who bless that, but I will also say this to keep people accountable and to keep people uh not not doing bad things to homeless people. For every homeless person who dies, and it's your responsibility to save their life. For every homeless person who dies on your watch, um, I say that a slight punishment or a slight or heavy punishment for for each homeless person who dies on your watch, you will feel slightly or more and more weird stomach discomfort or pains. I say in the name of Jesus, as like a sign that you need to step up on your homeless person benefiting homeless person programs. So this is for every single person, leadership mainly, also cop in charge. For every homeless person that dies on your watch, you're not going to be punished with death or anything, but you'll start to feel slightly more and more discomfort on in your stomach, maybe on your right side. But at least any more discomfort or pain on your stomach. This is the punishment for people who neglect and oppress the poor and the homeless. For each person that dies who's homeless on your watch. Now, if you're not aware of it, if it's not your responsibility, if if he dies and it wasn't your fault, it will not be your fault, and so you won't get hit with this. For the most violent to homeless people, you will be air-vacked. I say in the name of Jesus. Let's see. What else? Let's do some blessings on trade and international affairs. God bless China, not too iniquitously, not too iniquitously. Trump, it is, you are in charge. You are free to balance American economy and China, towards China. So more domestic manufacturing. Every country has a right to, to make more jobs, secure more things in their own country, so that you're free to do that. Um, I just want to say that don't do it in an unwise way. Get your economists on it. Get your public relations and ambassadors on it. So, because when you increase the jobs in America, I don't have to tell you this, but this is for educational thing for other people. When you bring all the things, all the factories and manufacturing into domestic things, domestic versions of those products, American made, will always be way more expensive than China. Usually way more expensive than China. This includes things maybe like Apple AirPods and Samsung phones and things like that, or maybe not Samsung phones, but things like Apple AirPods and stuff like that. And so you have to really make sure people understand that it will help all Americans be like your policies on tariffs against China and increasing, discouraging imports from China. Um, what that will do is it'll give every American family of like lower or middle income bracket, they will be their teenagers will be able to afford more nights out, watching movies, eating, and watching sports, education, eating, schooling, restaurants and food, local entertainment, local clubs and stuff. Those local kind of domestic kind of enjoyments you'll be able to afford more of. The more jobs, more influx of money, you'll be able to afford more. Teenagers and stuff will be able to afford more of that. But it might take like a teenager about 2 to 3 months to afford Apple AirPods later on when the prices go up. So you're more dates, more food, more local entertainment, more sports, will come at the expense of like manufactured products from other countries. Like it'll come at the expense of like uh being able to enjoy internationally things like Apple AirPods, speakers, electronics, Lenovo laptops. Those things will generally go up a lot more if they if they did not manufacture locally, domestically, and they have to come up with all these manufacturing plants and companies to make things in America, and it'll just generally be more expensive. And even if a laptop like Dell is manufactured in America, some of the parts do get from China, they do lower the price. But when all the prices of like all these like things that you needed China before, like go up, you just need to focus on telling teenagers and families with teenagers and kids, and I focus on that because that's going to be the people that it affects the most. Like the older people, they'll think about retirement. Oh, I just need to make it to retirement and things like that. But mainly families and families with teenagers about to join the workforce. The new jobs that they're gonna sign up for. What you're gonna see in like the next 4 years is like a teenager um not be able to afford Apple AirPods and things like that, and maybe a desktop computer or a laptop, things like that. But they'll be able to like enjoy like cheaper movies, cheaper sports, cheaper food and dining, things like that. You know. Anyway, so watch out for that. Watch out for that. God bless China, not too iniquitously, not too iniquitously. God bless America. I think what there are some specialists. If you are a business, international business, or just like serial business entrepreneur type of guy, there is a growing need for people who with like wealth of data and experience in Asian countries to like be able to say like, hey, China is producing all these products. All these products people are still buying. We need U.S. manufacturing that can handle these kinds of products, but they'll be slightly higher in price or way higher in price. But we need to manufacture these products, and basically a liaison going back and forth between China and America to make sure, to copy manufacturing that we need to start doing in America. Once the tariffs go up and people can't stand without like their, like their fancy like foldable kitchen blender or something like that, like something weird and wacky like that usually people from China, people who work with China, they can get manufactured pretty easy. You're gonna have to start manufacturing hot and viral products like that in America now, and you need a liaison who's just used to, not now that you can't go to China for it, you have to copy all of these processes in America. Some of you don't have the blueprint. Some of you don't know like the, you just need to, audit you just need to be able to clone and copy all the demand that people are still demanding, and be able to supply it, so at a reasonable price. Okay, how are we doing on time? 21 minutes. Okay. God bless Russia. God bless Ukraine, not too iniquitously. I saw in the future that Ukraine will concede to Russia. Maybe not violently, but they will concede to Russia. I saw in the future the country of Ukraine will still keep its customs, will still keep its language, will still keep its culture, but I did not see Ukraine on the map officially in a map that I saw from the future. I saw that area was in the future named Russia. Is what I saw. And now here's the thing: is it a quantum possibility? Maybe. It's just what I saw. So what I saw sometimes usually does come true. The things that I see, there are some things, but truth be told, there are a small percentage of things that I do see happen that don't always happen because people hedge their bets against it. They pad themselves with more padding from that outcome, and they just do things that deter from going to that outcome. So sometimes when people hear a warning of something, or something that I see, they can prevent it if they do. Sometimes if they do reasonable measures to prevent it. So God bless India, God bless Japan, God bless Germany, God bless Europe, all of Europe, not too iniquitously. God bless the emergency relief given to Spain. They had a really, really crazy flooding event in Spain, and I want to talk about this. The massive floods, like all the floods in Florida and in North Carolina, up to North Carolina, even in Spain, that was weird. When I saw that it happened also in Spain, like a freak flooding in Spain and just totally demolished that one city, I felt inside of me that it was a fulfillment of when Jesus says it'll be as the days of Noah. It is a necessary thing to happen towards the end times, after Jesus or as Jesus is coming back. So yes, that's what I was reminded of. That checks the mark on it. People noticing felt like the days of Noah. It certainly felt like it for a lot of families and cities, and so that's hopefully that fulfills it minimalistically, that so that not more people have to die or miss out on like salvation. So hopefully we can sub it out, we can substitute it out, as fulfilled, and that no more people has to die. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna be praying for us to substitute out people dying, so that substitute out people dying, so people don't have to die as much from floods and other natural disasters. But yeah, I would consider 2024 the year of, remember Revelations 12, and the Revelations 12, there's the crown of 12 stars and the beast with or the dragon, right? The 12 and 12 is 24. Year 2024. 20 for 100%, like at the very end, 20 at 20th place in a race of 20. So at the end, Revelations, and then 24. So you have the woman of Revelations 12, and you have the dragon of Revelations 12, 24, 24. And remember, the dragon, spews out water as a flood, trying to overtake the woman clothed with the son of her baby. And it was swallowed up by the earth. Like literally, the earth just drank in all that water, and we had landslides everywhere. So hopefully that fulfills that minimalistically. We are very close. We are very close, if not already there or already past a certain point. I've heard and seen from people that like they see reports of a guy who looks like Jesus, like from Heavens for Real, Akiane Kramirik's painting of Jesus. There are reports that there's a guy who wears his hair like that, who has the nose profile, the eye color, the hair color. The skin is a little bit more darker, not too dark though, like a medium tone. Like of someone walking around, and he sometimes wears white, he sometimes wears a suit, but like someone in America around like the East Coast walking around looking like that. And in my spirit, I don't need anyone to believe this. I don't need anyone to believe this, but in my spirit, I really feel like that was, Jesus has already come back. But some people might say, "Wait, hold on. If he's supposed to come back in the clouds, oh, you're missing a key point. You're hyper literal. Not literal clouds of saints and witnesses. No, not literal clouds, but it's in the book of Hebrews. It's cloud of witnesses. So he came back in a cloud of witnesses, and there was like a large Christian population in that city in the East Coast. So with tens of thousands of his saints, just really, you don't want to be hyper literal. That's what got Israel that first time. They thought it was a hyper literal conquering warrior, but it was more of like a spiritual conquering warrior. And then people might make the same mistake thinking that Jesus is going to come back in the clouds, right? But he comes back in a cloud of witnesses. And some people say we're going to meet him in the air, right? But like he literally can get on a plane, and there are some people who can say that literally the phrase, "We met him in the air." And so I was like, don't be hyper literal. If Jesus, just to test people's integrity and honesty and and just dignity, to test all those things in their character, he might do something like not hyper literal, more spiritual and metaphorical and stuff to actually fulfill things. And he might be lurking somewhere around, just keeping an eye on things, in the midst of gathering his elect from the four winds. Just that's what I'm feeling. That is what I'm feeling, and I will keep that phrase that way. It is a feeling that I think is true, but I don't expect people to believe me. Don't make a theology or doctrine on it. Don't kill me for blasphemy on it, because I really feel it. I'm sensing it. I think it's true. I believe it's true, but I'm not forcing anyone to believe that. So, let's see. We're about to reach the 30-minute mark. I don't want to make this video more than 30 minutes. Yeah. And God bless all those countries, not too iniquitously. God bless every country that has blessed America, not too iniquitously. God bless Africa. There's a lot of people with like some kind of sleeping sickness or some kind of weird thing going around in Africa that some people are not talking about. So God bless Africa with whatever is going on with that. Yeah. So that's mainly it. I'll probably make more videos talking more about like other countries, but Ukraine, Russia, Israel. Don't be too violent. God can give you back the land. God can fight for you. You don't need to fight for yourself. So that's just a word of advice to all of Israel. God can fight for you. You don't have to fight for yourself. And yes, we're gonna talk. We're gonna end it at 30 minutes. Everyone, have a great day. More to come.